Tonight might be the biggest Smackdown before Wrestlemania. Tonight is actually a game changer. And tonight, we pave the way to Wrestlemania. Let's talk all of that and more. Hit my music. Welcome to another exciting episode of Simon Says Wrestling. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for the support, the love, the subscriptions, and the likes on all the shorts and all the videos that we've been uploading to the channel. Currently at 81 subscribers. Thank you so much to our new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining the wrestling family. Thank you to all my new followers on Instagram, X, TikTok. Thank you all so much for the engagement. Thank you all so much. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, the notification bell so you know when we drop new episodes. Tonight's episode of Smackdown literally made me record. Literally made me bring out the camera. I don't even know where half my microphones are. I just knew I had to make an episode before tonight's Smackdown. And this is basically the importance and basically the magnitude of tonight's Smackdown. Obviously, in the main event of Smackdown tonight, we have Drew McIntyre defending his Universal Championship against Cody Rhodes. I have a lot of thoughts and I have a lot of opinions that I think we're just going to lay down. Let's just talk what everybody thinks should happen. Comment down below. Let me know. Do you think that we should even be getting this match tonight on Smackdown? Me personally, no. Like I've been saying for the longest of time now, Cody Rhodes has had a golden way paved for him going into the WWE, and he has had opportunity after opportunity given to him. Drew McIntyre for me was the perfect heel to basically bring back Cody Rhodes back to earth, to basically make him struggle and go back to the back of the line and fight for what he has. Obviously, Cody Rhodes was willing to do this. Drew McIntyre wouldn't be a true heel if he didn't interject himself where he did. And he wouldn't be the champion that he is if he didn't make sure that Cody Rhodes was nowhere near the title. I was loving the fact that Drew McIntyre done every single thing correct up until where Nick Aldis felt that it was right to include Cody Rhodes and give him a championship match. I don't agree with Nick Aldis' decision. And given the fact that for some reason Nick Aldis is basing this off of the fact that Drew McIntyre interfered in the Elimination Chamber, and this is why Cody Rhodes is getting the Universal Championship, then why didn't we have a match between Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes? Because these are the two people who in the chamber had their opportunities taken away from them because of outside interference. So where does this leave Logan Paul? Is Cody Rhodes considered that much of a quarterback that he's been given opportunities just because it's Cody Rhodes? Obviously, in this business, what works is basically what they call star power. Cody Rhodes has been portrayed as the biggest star compared to Drew McIntyre. But they'll never tell you the truth. The fact that on the internet, even in the arenas, Drew McIntyre is the better champion. Yes, Cody Rhodes has had all these accolades given to him ever since he's got into the WWE to make him appear as a huge superstar. And to some credit, he has busted his ass off to get to where he's at. But Drew McIntyre has busted his ass more than what Cody Rhodes has done. Drew McIntyre had to claw. Drew McIntyre had to work his ass off to get to where he is today. It's neither here or there who worked the hardest, but the fact is who's carrying the Universal Championship and making it more entertaining? The answer is simple. It's Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is the champion that the Universal Championship belt deserves. And I know I'm biased. I know I'm a huge Drew McIntyre fan. But Drew McIntyre's title run so far has been better than any title run that Cody Rhodes has had after finishing the story. You can fight me with that one. You can even comment down below. Let me know that I'm losing my mind. But me personally, I think Drew McIntyre's title run so far and his involvement in everything that is to do with the title is way bigger than what Cody Rhodes had after completing the story. Like I said, we all have nostalgic feelings that we have towards people. For me, that feeling towards Cody Rhodes has evaporated away. I feel that he's become too bland, and he's basically become too predictable. It's basically the big corporate babyface that the company wants everyone to cheer him, but at the end of the day, not everyone is going to cheer Cody Rhodes. We cheered him when he was finishing the story. We all wanted Cody Rhodes to finish the story, to basically get the title that no one in his family has ever gotten. But now it's Drew McIntyre's time. Now it's the Scottish psychopaths, the Scottish warriors' time to basically cement himself into the history of the WWE. The one person that's standing in his way right now, it's not even Cody Rhodes. It's basically Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis has the power to basically give Cody Rhodes the Universal Championship match. How Drew McIntyre responds to it, or even if he basically has to participate in the match. But at the end of the day, how he chooses to end that match is basically up to Drew McIntyre. So my question is, if Drew McIntyre is successful in beating Cody Rhodes today, or is in some way disqualified because the match ends due to an interference or due to a disqualification, does this now mean that Cody Rhodes is given the platform to go to WrestleMania and challenge Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton and make it a triple threat match? Like I've been saying for the longest of time, I do not want the match at WrestleMania with Drew McIntyre to be anything but a one-on-one matchup. I do not want it to be a fatal four-way. I do not want it to be a triple threat match. I do not even want it to be a six-man elimination. Nothing. I just want a one-on-one match with the spotlight being solely on Drew McIntyre. Personally, on my side, I hope Cody Rhodes doesn't even get anywhere close to the main event of WrestleMania this year. Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes are in the same bracket where they've had two WrestleManias, based off of their stories, based off of what needed to happen to them. And I think that time has passed. It's time to give other superstars a chance to go into the main event of WrestleMania. Ticket sales might be low. Maybe if you booked the show better and made better decisions, they wouldn't be so low. You wouldn't need to have these names come up every so often. And I hate the fact that these people give us such shit options. I'm sorry, excuse my French. They give us such shit options into tuning into a program and think just because we're not buying ticket sales, bringing someone like The Rock, bringing someone like Roman Reigns will make the product more entertaining. It will not. We need storylines. We need character development in every single thing that we do. Like the WWE tends to forget that it's not just about the 5-star matches, the 5-star promos. It's about the story going into it and the character, how the character goes into that match and how they come out of that match. So we're at a point where we're just building matches because it's Roman Reigns. It's going to be a huge deal. It won't be a huge deal if the person doesn't even show up to half of the shows leading to WrestleMania, which is also another issue I wanted to get into. But let me just conclude the Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre segment. Drew McIntyre, Cody Rhodes, Universal Championship match. Cody Rhodes should not be in that match to begin with. Secondly, he should be nowhere close to the main event of WrestleMania. Thirdly, there's no way that Drew McIntyre should be losing that Universal Championship. If he does, I do not want the result to in any way hinder what Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre have planned for WrestleMania. All of these guys that come up to the internet and say, no, I've always wanted to see the Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes feud. Guys, go watch the WWE documentary. There's a whole documentary about Legacy, how it was formed, how they feuded, and how they went on their separate ways. And go watch the WWE documentary. Now it's through McIntyre's era. It's through McIntyre's time to hold a title and give it that level and respect that it totally deserves. I'm sorry, Cody Rhodes. 2 years back, I was one of the people that was saying we want Cody when Dwayne the Final Fraud Johnson tried to stamp on your parade. Now it's not the time for you to be stamping on Drew McIntyre's parade. It's time to make deal with the fact that it's no longer about you guys. Which leads me to the second act of this episode. It's Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Roman Reigns and CM Punk do not hate each other, ladies and gentlemen. They do not have the believability to come to a show, give us a promo that actually makes you go, oh, no, wait. These guys might actually have real tension. Not in the same way that Seth Rollins did with Roman Reigns, with CM Punk. What Seth Rollins and CM Punk, from the get-go when CM Punk returned, we all knew how Seth Rollins felt. And now with Roman Reigns, all of a sudden, he hates CM Punk. Why do you hate CM Punk when he helped you a couple of months ago? Why do you hate CM Punk when he was the one that got you out of a sticky situation when no one had your back? How do you go from asking someone for help and then hating them? You can say that Paul Heyman was involved the way that he did. He moved the chess pieces to where they needed to be so they could be a tag team. But at the end of the day, how do you hate someone that basically gave the concept of you being in a group with two other men to run down and just wreak havoc on the whole roster? It's not believable. It's not palpable. It's not. I don't look at these segments and go, oh, damn, they might actually. No. I actually go, oh, he's stating the fact that the reason why he's here today is because he's entertaining 30 to 40-year-old version. That was a great line. But at the end of the day, Roman Reigns does not have the power to influence creative. Now, in me saying that doesn't mean that Roman Reigns doesn't have a say as to how things end. It doesn't get to Roman Reigns to who to fire, who to hire. It doesn't get to Roman Reigns to say, when there's a board meeting about the direction of the company, they go, hey, Roman, what do you think? Even if they do, it's pretty much the weirdest formula that you can ever ask for, because every time Roman Reigns is placed in a creative meeting, he'll always put himself over, he'll always put Jey Uso over, he'll always, for some reason, he forgets about Jimmy. Jacob Fatu obviously will be considered, and it's just the whole family business. If it was up to Roman Reigns, we'd probably have The Rock back for him to basically give us the story where it was The Rock versus Roman Reigns. At this point in time, there's nothing that could have stopped The Rock and Roman Reigns having a match this year, but no one is complaining about it as much as they were last year. There's nothing that literally was stopping Roman Reigns from having a match with The Rock to make this a big pay-per-view, a big PLE. But because it's not about them, they have to interject themselves. This is where Roman Reigns is interjecting himself. CM Punk is basically building this whole feud into WrestleMania by himself. The two promos that they had, for me, weren't believable. Great promos. Great back and forth. Two great mic workers on there. I don't think any one of the two got an upper hand in this whole thing. I think for me, rather than building it up, it's just making it to seem like, oh, okay, so it's basically going to get personal, and basically a night before WrestleMania or the Friday night before WrestleMania, we're probably going to have a brawl between Roman Reigns and CM Punk, or on the Raw on Netflix. It's basically where it's leading me. It's not giving me that palpable feeling that, oh no, the moment these guys go at it, it's going to be huge, it's going to be an explosion. But yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be biased to the fact that I don't think the hype that surrounded Roman Reigns once when he was the tribal chief around his family is still the same hype that he's carrying till this year. The other issue that we're having in the WWE at this point in time is injuries. Injuries are stuffing up a whole lot of plans. But the people involved in this can make it work. Seth Rollins. I posted an image basically asking, is it too soon to call Seth Rollins Mr. WrestleMania? I don't think it's too soon. I think this is the perfect time. This is the perfect example. The fact that this man will basically have his whole arm ripped off and still come back earlier than it is as expected to compete at WrestleMania. He's definitely Mr. WrestleMania. Like Shawn Michaels can take that the name, the mantle, and give it to Seth Rollins. Now, I think it's Seth Rollins' time. Seth Rollins is definitely Mr. WrestleMania. The other thing is that obviously with the Vision, Braun Breaker is out on injury. Bronson Reed is also out on injury. So it seems like the curse that came over Seth Rollins just before Mania came over the rest of the Vision. Seth Rollins' injury curse. The only problem is with these ones, I don't think they can recover as fast as what Seth Rollins did. So now we're left with two members of the Vision between Logan Paul and Austin Theory. Who would be the perfect opponent for Seth Rollins at WrestleMania? I have this weird idea where I'm saying, let it be Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, and have Austin Theory turn on Logan Paul to expose himself as the masked man who had worked with Seth Rollins weeks prior to that. Obviously, it will be a great storyline where we find out that Austin Theory has been helping Seth Rollins all along. And the reason why he was attacked on that one episode of Monday Night Raw was to basically move away suspicion from him. It would be great to see who Seth Rollins basically aligns himself with. The biggest theory that I had personally was that the masked man was Grayson Waller. So it would be great to see Seth Rollins align himself with Grayson Waller and Austin Theory to run havoc on the entire WWE. But the problem is now we're probably going to have a babyface Seth Rollins. This is like rebuild, redesign, recapture Seth Rollins type stuff that we're having. But it would be great if they give us this twist where Grayson Waller and Austin Theory were working all along to help Seth Rollins. And this is the new Vision. This is the future of the company. And I wouldn't mind another tag team between Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. Obviously, it can't really happen because, like I said, Grayson Waller is stuck in the New Day vortex and is finding it very difficult to come out of that vortex. It's very hard for him to actually differentiate himself for the drama that's going on in the New Day. But it would be a crazy idea, but it would be fantastic in a way that I think. Have Seth Rollins face Logan Paul at WrestleMania. Have Austin Theory turn on Logan Paul. And yeah, build a story from there until Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed come back to obviously go against Seth Rollins and his new Vision. AJ Lee is now officially the Intercontinental Championship. If you guys haven't checked out the video on my channel, just go back. I made a video about how part-timers are having the best time in the WWE. Make sure to check out that video on the channel. And it just seems like the workhorses are being left behind. AJ Lee winning the Intercontinental Championship in Chicago, kind of predictable, given the return that she's been given so far. I know there's no way that we can have Becky Lynch going after any major championships. So it's basically probably going to be AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch at the WrestleMania. It's a huge match. Obviously, the Intercontinental Championship is going to be the story in this point in time. The fact that AJ Lee took the title away from Becky Lynch and she didn't deserve it. And it just seems like Becky Lynch at this point in time is just against female referees and anything that has to do with that match that took place. So it seems like there's a lot of matches that have been confirmed for WrestleMania. We've got CM Punk versus Roman Reigns. We've got what I think is probably going to be AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. We've got Stephanie Valkyrie versus Liv Morgan. Probably going to have Dominic Mysterio at commentary translating the whole match or something like that. The other match that we've got is Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill. It's going to be one hell of a match. Raw Tag Team Championships. Yep. You're probably wondering how I got here. But yeah, the Raw Tag Team Championships, we don't have a direction as to where they're going to be going. Smackdown Tag Team Championships, don't even know where they're going to be going. The Intercontinental Championship on the men's side is now Penta. Penta is the new Intercontinental Championship. Great victory for Penta. So let's just see what Penta can do with that Intercontinental Championship. Obviously, Dominic Mysterio seems to be more active on AAA than what he is on the WWE. And that was basically bad for the Intercontinental Championship because he wasn't defending it as much as he should have. We've got the World Heavyweight Championship, or that's already there. Now it becomes a matter of who was going to be the Universal Champion going into WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley obviously winning the Elimination Chamber to qualify for Jade Cargill's Women's Universal Championship. Two powerhouses. I think it's now we start beginning to give Jade Cargill real competition. We start giving her real stories going into that. But then at the same time, it puts the Women's Tag Team Championships on a bit of a halt because obviously now with Rhea Ripley going into the into WrestleMania to fight for the women's title, that puts the tag team champions on a bit of a halt, and it's gonna be. I'm thinking at this point in time, the women's championship might not be defended at WrestleMania unless they decide to pull a two Rhea Ripley special on the night. We basically have Rhea Ripley night 1 fighting for the championship, night 2 defending the tag team championships. Highly impossible, not improbable, but yeah, could be something that happens. We can't wait to see how they deal with that one. Yeah, that's basically just everything that's been going on in the WWE, with the biggest thing basically being Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes tonight on SmackDown. This is the whole reason why I had to record. I just went through some of the stuff that caught my attention during the week. Let me know what caught your attention, and if you've watched the video this far, don't forget to hit the like button. It's totally free. It's free. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for the love that you guys have been giving to us. And the question of the night is, who do you want in the main event to defend the Universal Championship? Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation with Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. Are you guys as amped up about CM Punk as Roman Reigns as you initially were before? Are the Raw Tag Team Championship and the Women's Tag Team Championships going to be defended? And I just wanted to give just one last point before I left. A whole lot of people are suggesting that Cody Rhodes be turned heel. I don't care much for that. I think at this point in time, the one person that would be more interesting as a heel than what Cody Rhodes is being imagined to be is Sami Zayn. Sit on that one, think about it. Sami Zayn as a heel. Sami Zayn costing Cody Rhodes the Universal Championship. Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, beating Cody Rhodes and burying him at WrestleMania, basically injuring him. Sami Zayn is the next best heel in the WWE. Ladies and gentlemen, your host Simon, and as always, peace. Let's talk wrestling.